Erin Campos-Menk is a mother of two, wife, fitness and nutrition enthusiast, and a marketing PR specialist. She spends her time maintaining a healthy lifestyle in leading workouts, nurturing her two beautiful children, and finding time to do what she loves. So good morning, guys, or good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of In Love with Me. And today, as you can see, we have a beautiful woman that will inspire us today. We'll learn about her story, the way that she became the successful individual she is today. So without further ado, I would like to share with you guys Erin Campos-Menk. Hi, Erin.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clear.
Okay.
There
Hi.
you are. Thanks for joining
Hi, everyone.
me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I know you're busy with all your workouts and your marketing and PR.
Right.
But first and foremost, I want you to share a little bit about yourself. Of course, a lot of the students here and the people viewing do not know how you became the beautiful super mama you are today.
Oh, wow. This is actually something that I haven't even thought about myself. But I suppose I guess the gist of it is that I always just try to be the best that I can be. When I guess when I met Eric and we were about to get married, I sort of had to decide also what kind of mother and wife I wanted to be, what kind of family I wanted to have. And I suppose at that point, I really decided that being a full-time professional just wasn't for me. It's a decision that I guess some women have to make at some point, right? For me, Eric was still playing basketball. So he was inching towards the end of his career. So I decided initially that I wanted to be there for him. So I wanted to be able to go to his games, to be able to just be as supportive as I could be. So because of that, I decided to, engage in part-time work or flexible work arrangements, but always, of course, in the field of marketing, PR. At that time, I was into retail, online retail. So at the same time, when I got pregnant, I guess the same decision had to be made, and I really wanted to be there for my kids most of the time. Although I have to admit, when my second child was born, after that I kind of tried to give it another go with full-time work, and then I decided that the best thing really for me was to stay at home with the kids and have a flexible work arrangement, and just to still be successful even if I wasn't working full time. At the same time, I had time to take care of them, also engage in the business of fitness, which is something that I love to do and that I don't think I would have been able to do if I was also working full time. So I guess that's pretty much it. Sorry, Mafae.
My mute was on, sorry. Yeah, of course, everyone, Erin is the beautiful wife of Eric Menk. He is also a legendary basketball player from the PBA who's played many years. He's very respected as a successful champion in the league. And Erin, as his partner, they are a power couple. Eric also has his podcast that he is,
Yeah.
inspiring. And I know Erin is so supportive with that. As a marketing and PR specialist, I'm sure you give him tips, but of course, our husbands
Yeah.
wants to listen, but we're just there to support. But that's,
Yes.
I think that's how we got closer. Is that I saw you as an empowered woman. You weren't just the wife of a basketball player. You really maintained your own individual goals, right? I
Right.
know. Let's just rewind some more. I know you went to school overseas, right? Do you want to tell us
That's
about
correct.
that? Hmm.
Well, a very long time ago, I took my master's in London. So that was a master's degree in fashion studies and fashion journalism. So I was there for about a year. I
Hmm.
loved it. Um, but after that, I came back here. That
Hmm.
was when 2005,
Hmm.
almost 15 years ago. Yes, so that was fun. I For the first time ever, I was living on my own. I met a lot of new people from with different nationalities, and it really opened my eyes to see a different world out there, so different from how things are back home. And I'm so glad I did it.
But I'm sure, like when you first,
Considering now, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, go. Considering now that you can't travel, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was good thinking that this is possibly something that my kids may not enjoy in the future.
Hmm.
Who knows, right?
But we're hopeful, of course.
Yes.
Frontliners are doing everything they can to help everyone, and I'm sure there's a lot of scientists, trying to, come up with a vaccine, and we're praying, we're hoping that this year it happens, so that our children, we can go travel. I'm sure you're itching
Right.
to the beach. I know you
Yeah.
love going out of town, and I've seen a lot of your images with your family trips, and you're always beach ready. That's something
Yeah.
that I always uh, see in your feed, and of course, as your friend, I was like, my gosh, Erin can
Yeah.
do it. I can get back in shape. So, with that, what is your routine? I know you have your gym, you've entered in
Right.
that, but for you, like I know as a mom, it does get us, in that individual time where we feel like, okay, we're such a blimp. Like I don't know how long this will take
Right.
to get back in shape. So how did you do it?
Um, well, yeah, I guess it just goes back to a long time history that when I was a kid, um, I was into ballet for probably 15 years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So the requirement there was you always had to be in shape, right? So um, I guess that has always really been my mindset, that even after I quit dancing, I would always continue to find ways to stay in shape. And uh, Around 9 years ago, I remember I just turned 30 at the time. I discovered CrossFit,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just so amazed because one, I considered myself like a fit person.
Yeah.
But when I tried CrossFit, it was so hard. Like I had such a hard time. So it challenged me in a way that, what is this new workout that just kicking my ass all the time? And they sort of empowered me to learn new skills that I never would have thought a woman would ever try to learn. Like I first started, and they're like, oh, you're going to eventually learn how to do pull ups, or you can eventually learn how to lift the weight of your body over your head. And it was just, I guess, mind blowing that, as a woman, you can achieve these goals if you work at it. So I guess my point is that even through going through 2 pregnancies, going through periods in my life where I was always too busy to work out, the goal for me was to always remain fit. And if I had that goal in mind, on the other side would be, what are the things that I need to continue to do to reach my goals, to get back to my pre-baby weight. And at one point I was like, I want to get back to my weight when I was in college.
Right.
It was so along with that, you learn, I would read up on a lot of things, and you eventually learn that nutrition has a huge role in fitness. So it's not just working out, it's also what you eat. So I guess all these things came together, trying to continue to educate myself in the field of fitness and nutrition to always make sure that I achieve my goals.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, I
guess
saw your video. So, if you guys, I'm gonna put Erin's social media and everything on the caption, so you guys can reach out to her, learn more about her. But you might come across a photo of her lifting weights. How much was that? Because you were like, it looked like you were 7 months pregnant, and you had the bar over your head, and I was just like, oh my gosh, Erin! But of course, you built up the stamina, right? You were working out even before you were pregnant. So, of course, you had doctors, yes, that you can continue to do this. So, don't be appalled when you see that, because Erin did her, she did her research, she did her workouts, and she had her medical
clearance.
Right. So with that, like, of course you wear many hats, most especially right now during quarantine. The kids are home with you, so how is your daily workout or habits like right now?
Well, I guess for me, I try to work out early in the morning. So when I get up, I'm there to have breakfast with the kids. I prepare breakfast for them, and then my workout starts at around 9. So I'll do a 9 or 10, and it's, for me, this is my hour of self-care, and this is what I have to do for myself before I go back and continue to be there for my kids and my husband. So I guess it's around 9 or 10 for an hour, and the rest of the day we'll have sessions where we do art, let's say art in the morning with the kids. And this is just like a fun art session, no like school, like rigid curriculum or anything, but just art. We also like to read, and then we'll have lunch with them. After lunch, I'll probably take an hour or two to work on some executions for our clients. So I have a partner, we discuss things that we need to do, what we need to execute for the week and going forward. And then I'll probably have another session with the kids in the afternoon, and then I'll do another session for myself with work. And then it's bath time, then dinner, and then bedtime. So it's very monotonous. Like, after a few weeks of quarantine, the days have just gone by very quickly because we try to keep the same routine every day. But yeah, actually a lot of my best work for work is done when the kids go to bed and they're asleep. And actually Eric goes to bed before me too. So that's actually the time that I have like where nobody can bother me. And and then I just churn out, you know what I mean? It's like even if I try to work on the computer and then I close the door, there's always like some emergency going on outside. And emergency, I mean, like, you know, someone got somebody's toy and somebody's screaming, that sort of thing. So
See, mamas, you're not alone.
yeah,
We make it look easy, but yeah, we're with you with that.
we're really like referees.
Yeah, totally. Every second of the day. But yeah, I can attest with, or I agree with what you're saying, you know, at night when they're all asleep, that's when you can have quiet time or, you know, do whatever you want to do, you know, as a mom. It's something that we look forward to. I know I do.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so with that, I mean, of course, we're also human. And I want to know, how do you motivate yourself when you feel unmotivated? Like, let's say, you know, of course, you work out every day, or maybe you have a class. Like the other day, I joined your Zoom class and
Yes.
I loved it. But let's
Oh,
say you had
great.
some and you're like, okay, I'm not feeling it right now, but I am about to start class. How do you flip the switch in your mind? Like, do you go through a ritual? Do you go through like a cheerleading moment, like you're telling yourself, snap out of it, Erin? What do you do?
Well, I don't really allow myself to not feel it. You know what I mean? I just, for me, I have a rest day, and that's Sunday. So I know that if I skip my workout hour in the morning, then I feel that the rest of the day might, it'll be thrown off
Right.
schedule. So like if I put it off in the morning, when else am I going to be able to do it? There's actually, it's funny because, you know, when people say you're home the whole day, you think you have all the time in the world, but actually you don't, right? For us, like we need to schedule grocery days. Also, that also takes a lot of time. I have Zoom meetings with clients as well. So I just allow, actually, you know what a great motivation is? That after my workout in the morning, I always treat myself to a good, healthy breakfast. When I wake up and I serve my kids breakfast, I have coffee, and then I work out after. But after I work out, I get a nice bowl of granola, which is plant-based, and I have it with almond milk and chia seeds, and it just like, it makes me so happy because it's healthy and it's delicious. And for me, that's kind of it's like, okay, I'm just have to get through this workout, and then after I can eat my bowl of cereal. And so I guess it works out.
I think you have to share that recipe. Speaking of plant-based, I know you transitioned to plant-based meals. Has it been a year already or 6 months?
It has been actually almost a year. So
Wow.
yeah, maybe around 9 months, 10 months. Yeah.
And that's
a
why
year
you
in July. What is that? Anyways.
and you and Eric are doing that, right?
Well, me, I am doing it probably more than he is. So he'll have his occasional meat days, but I continue to avoid meat until this day.
And what made you choose this type of lifestyle for yourself?
It was really just, I suppose, discovery on the internal side, meaning I was invited to join a plant-based challenge by my friend Juana, who runs Mass and Mrs. And that's an advocacy that encourages plant-based eating. So she just told me one day, she goes, "You're joining my challenge in July," and basically didn't give me an option to opt out. So I said, okay, I'll do it. Previously, I was full on to this keto paleo sort of diet where you eat a lot of meat,
Yeah.
cheese and butter is allowed. And the challenge began with blood work. So they took your blood test, they examined it, your cholesterol, your blood count, and then I discovered that my cholesterol was through the roof. Critical. So I had no idea. I wasn't anything. In fact, I was kind of happy with my weight at the entire month. Over 100 points. So I was amazed at how healthy it made me feel. I had lost even more weight, and my medical results were improving. So yeah, I stuck to it. These are the things that like really only cross your mind when you're getting older, right? When you're in your 20s, you don't really worry about your cholesterol or your blood sugar. But
yeah, that's amazing, Erin. So it was Juana with her company that does this. Like if we go and sign up right now, she's still doing the blood works, or how do we go about doing that? Because I want to see how high my cholesterol is.
I am not sure if she's running any challenges at this time. I mean, she always has plant-based recipes.
Yes, I see that.
She always posts like on a daily basis, but I think because of the pandemic, that I'm not sure what the rules are on having a medical practitioner come to your home. Do you know? I'll ask her though if
I would love to feature her here, but I can see that she's super busy helping the front lines, making
she
meals.
is.
But I know Erin might be able to share with you guys also meals that she normally has daily, because I have seen Erin go through so many transitions from when you were working full time. You had other experiment, I guess, and then now this. And I just see her skin, her body, her hair is just glowing. And I'm like, wow, Erin, how do you do what you do? And how do you have time to do all of this? But it's possible. You know, she has 2 children. She takes care of her family and a business. So it's all a matter of educating. Like you said, you are what you eat. So, you know, you have to just really research, right?
Right.
Especially right now, our health is somewhat at risk, and if we can just take the time to really do more research apart from washing our hands, feeding ourselves with good food is also a plus, right? So with that, I mean, I'm sure you have people that you look up to. Who are the women that you are inspired by?
Actually, I am very inspired by Juana. We mentioned her earlier, who had an idea of she went through, I guess, a nutrition epiphany as well, where she realized she was gluten intolerant and she had to change the way that she ate. And in her mind, she didn't want to keep it to herself. She thought that it was so valuable a lesson to her that she decided to make it an advocacy. And her advocacy doesn't just target I guess, people in her circle, but she goes to the barangays and she tries to get people in the, underprivileged areas to also realize that they can also eat healthy on a budget. So for me, that was just so inspiring. Actually, she told me it was because she was also worried about the health of one of her family drivers. So um, she said, well, if he can do it, then more people
Mhm.
can do it as well.
Well, it's
So
a domino effect. You just have to have someone to start, be that cheerleader for others. I mean, like you, you're working out, you being a health enthusiast, that helps. Because for me, every time I see your post, I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be eating this cake because Erin's eating it. But it takes time, right? It's a
right.
step-by-step process. So anyone else apart from Juana?
Um, I would have to say that you are a huge inspiration to me.
If you want to have a big family.
Oh, but despite having, I mean, you have a big family, but you include them, in all the things that you do, and I find it so amazing
Yeah, I don't
how,
know if you heard earlier, there was music in our intro. Did you
yeah,
know that? So that's
yeah.
Mike
Oh,
played
hi,
like,
Mike.
then Nico and Moses are like the directors of the show, and
Oh,
then
that's so amazing.
Ricky's my art director. So she chooses my outfits.
See?
And then yeah, and then my whole team, an MMC team, is part of course, the graphics. Like Moses is part of that. So I really tried, like everything I do, like you said, everything I do, I try to make sure my kids are part of it. Like
Right.
you tried the full time work, but then you wanted to be motivated to have some income, but be with your family.
Right.
So that's what inspired me to building my business in a way where, of course, in the long run, I want my children to own it. I want them to run it. And since they're all creatives, this is like our test
Yeah.
run. So you're the first episode that has music in the intro.
Oh,
Oh my
well, it
god.
was amazing. But I mean, I've known you for quite some time, but I had kids, I suppose, a lot later than everyone else. And when I was about to be a mother, um, you actually took me out to dinner, and
I
we
think
had
it's
dinner one time, yeah, in Wholesome Table, I remember,
wow.
and you actually gave me a lot of good advice. And after that, I've just always looked up to you as a great mom. So
Thank you. I get excited. I mean, I think motherhood for a woman, it changes our perspective in life. And to me, whenever I see
right,
my friends, blessed with getting pregnant and just the excitement, especially new moms, when my friends are like new moms, that's when I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're throwing all these tips, throwing all this, like, be excited. I know at the time,
right,
our first kid, like for me, I was also overwhelmed. Like when I had Moses, luckily, Nick was experienced. I had, my two older boys were already born. So he was my teacher. Imagine that.
oh wow.
He was the one teaching me. And so, I was blessed in that aspect. But then, of course, you know, being moms, I respect women who can balance, and you're doing a great job. And I'm
Oh,
sure
thank
your
you.
inspiration also is your mom, like me. My mom's, I've seen her wear many hats and still calm and collected. I know my kids have seen
Yeah,
me down, but at the same time, I think it's just about, it's the main factor there is communication. I
right.
think that's what helps me balance. I mean, to be honest, I really communicate with them when, just being realistic as a human. I'm not a robot, guys. I'm gonna break down. You're gonna see me cry. You're gonna see me,
Yeah,
be happy. But at least they understand. And probably that's
right.
that's my next tip for you, because of course you still have young kids, and they're still
Yes.
fun. You're still learning. But when they get older, of course, it's different challenges. But at the end of the day, you know, becoming a mom is really a true blessing for us, right? For women.
Yeah.
Um, but going back to, of course, now is a big challenge for us. Homeschooling is a big factor during this quarantine. Is there anything that you have learned about yourself, something new during this lockdown?
Um, I guess I have always enjoyed teaching my kids.
Mhm.
Um, so that's something else that I guess it's been stressful for a lot of moms that like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to homeschool the kids and they're freaking out, but I'm actually enjoying it.
Mhm.
Um, but I do know that sometimes I need to be more patient with them. Um, I'm learning, how I'm appreciating their teachers a little bit more as well. And I guess my biggest takeaway is to really just take it a day at a time. Like if you think about what's gonna happen in a month, or you might get stressed out. So, and a stressed mom is like not a good mom to be around, right? It's the
Yes,
worst.
so true. But so do you listen to music? I know that during working out, you know, there's certain music that helps you, you know, be more energetic. Is there other genre music that you like to listen to? Maybe when you're not working
Um, I I don't even know anymore. When I work out, I do love good like rock music.
out.
For me, it gets me motivated. Other than that, I do like I guess female vocals relax me. So aside from working out, I really don't listen to my music, because although we are a family that enjoys music, so
Yeah.
sometimes when we're doing art, the kids will ask to listen to music. They actually love that. So we listen to soundtracks of the movies that they've been watching. Uh, they've basically taken over my Spotify. So it's like Disney songs, and
On
they do
replay.
like, yeah. So it's funny because when they do the Spotify thing where they're like the music that you listened most to in 2019, and then they were all posting it before 2020, like this is whatever their top music. I looked at mine and it's like, oh my gosh, it's all kids songs. So
Well, that is the luxury of having young children. You know,
yeah.
you're always going to have happy music that you're listening to. I know. I think right now I'm seeing Wheels on the Bus like every second of the day while Mellow's awake. Um, okay, I have a few questions online. All right. How did
Okay.
study abroad shape your perspective on life?
um I guess when you grow up in Manila, you know it's almost like you're living in a bubble of how schools are, how you grow up with some some would say a close-minded society, right?
Mm-hmm.
um and then you get to live abroad,
Mm-hmm.
um and then I guess it really just opens your perspective of like, I had to learn how to commute
Mm-hmm.
in London. uh I had to learn the bus system and the tube system, um which was super foreign to me. And I met a lot of people from different countries who grew up in completely different ways. And
Mm-hmm.
it just opened my mind, I guess, to be more accepting, to judge less. Um, and then just to appreciate everyone, just to have that openness to appreciate and understand everyone regardless of their background.
Mhm.
Which, if you know, if you take a look at Manila, sometimes people can be so judgy.
Right.
um, but I also find it refreshing
Mhm.
meeting people in Manila who did not grow up here.
Yeah.
And since since I left, Manila has become more international in a sense, and that's also something that even if you haven't studied abroad, you can learn that here, right? Because now you have a chance to meet people who grew up differently than you did, and I guess just learn from that.
Hmm. And I guess that's why we got along so well because of course I didn't grow up
Yeah,
here,
you
although
didn't grow up here.
and then our circle of friends were of course all speaking English, and we kind of had the same testimony about everything, and it just gelled, right?
Right,
um, and I appreciate the fact that you had that kind of background because you understood our side, or even Filipinos that grew up here. And I guess in the culture that I grew up in, Sydney, Australia, we're very open. So I was
right,
very open, not realizing, oops, I shouldn't be saying too much to everybody because it might be, received a wrong way. So it was very
right,
refreshing having people like you and our circle of friends that had the same, you know, flow of things of life.
right.
Okay, another one. What is your favorite workout?
Um, well, of course, I'm gonna say a like a CrossFit workout, but um, CrossFit, a lot of people think it's hardcore, and that's true. After my two pregnancies, I sort of decided to give my body a break and do what we describe as, it's called boot camp. So just like CrossFit movements, but the weights aren't as heavy. It's easier to follow, and I actually love doing that.
Mhm.
So it's really more of like, I do enjoy cardio workouts that involve moderate a moderate amount of weight.
Yeah,
um for a girl, like I mentioned earlier, it's the weights can be intimidating, but using weights to build muscle end up burning more fat, and you'll actually be pleased with the results if you just give it a shot.
right. Actually, what's funny was early in our relationship, Nick and I's relationship, we would always get into this debate because I had this mindset that once you use weights, you bulk up. So because of course the guys
Right.
they use bigger weights. So I'm thinking, oh no, I don't want to look like you. But then now, yeah, educating myself and starting to see the results. I did the light weights, and then I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that makes a big difference. And just trying out your workout the other day, you modified my
Right.
session because, of course, I'm still trying to transition into getting, my strength after giving birth, and also a
Yes.
C-section. So I like that. Thank you for giving me lightweight or even just my body weight to get started.
Right.
It really helped. Um, okay, plains or prints? That's the question.
Oh gosh.
And
I
can you
would
describe your fashion style?
Okay, I do love prints once in a while, but I am more about plains, I think.
And
Um,
accessories, right? I see you love
yeah.
accessories.
Although I'll be honest, I think this is the first time I wore earrings during this entire quarantine.
Yeah, it
Like
was funny.
trying to figure out if they still, like, if the hole is still there, but
Oh
it's still
no.
there. So
Yeah, what's funny and what I love is that I've actually like forcing my friends to get dressed up for these interviews. And
yeah.
the other day, another guest speaker, she was like, I haven't put makeup on. You're forcing me to put makeup on. And I'm like, well, it's motivating you guys, right? You guys are
Yeah.
beautiful. Like, even me, like I challenged myself. I was like, okay, I get to wear all my clothes again. So I told Nikki, it has to be different every episode. So I think this is the time also for everyone to kind of get back into the groove, right?
Right,
Of course,
right.
we're all working out, but at the same time, hey, we can get dressed up. Doesn't matter if we're not going anywhere. We're
Yeah.
gonna do a Zoom call. Okay, so lastly, before we wrap up, what is your favorite quote or motto that you have?
Oh gosh. My favorite quote.
Mm-hmm.
I would, you know what? I'm like in a mental block right now.
That's all right.
But
I know you have plenty.
my motto is really just that if there is a will, there is a way. I am all about getting results, whether it be for fitness or
Mm-hmm.
as a parent, for work. So I'm all about hard work and getting things done. And I think that, I guess that is also what makes me empowered.
Totally.
But also, if there is no way, then you gotta have to just accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes there's none.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, we do what we can. It's quarantine. We all have to stay home. Just gotta make the best out of it. So that, I guess that's the challenge. Make every day a good day.
Yeah, amazing, Erin. Thank you so much for sharing your inspiring journey and your
Thank
stories.
you.
Like I said earlier, guys, I will put Erin's social media and you can reach out to her. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer any questions regarding fitness, health, or just being an empowered woman. Takeaway here is, of course, keep researching, educate yourself if you want to get into let's say the same lifestyle that Erin is doing. Of course, it takes one step at a time. The results
Yes.
do not happen overnight, and you just have to get up and take action. And like I always say, actions speak louder than words. And thank you again for tuning in Love with Me series with Erin. And watch out for the next
Thank
episode
you.
with other
Thanks,
inspiring
guys.
guests. You did great. Thanks
Thanks.
for joining. You're so awesome. Um,
Okay.
okay, let me just get off real quick so that we can chat some more.